Welcome to Chai Chat. Should we say
Yeah.
Welcome to Chai Chat. Welcome back. Brothers, it's good to see you again.
Thank you, Father Simon.
Chai is cold today because you guys took forever.
Sorry.
What's new with you guys since the last time we left off?
Since
Where are they now segment?
Wow, we
There
have a
we
segment.
go. Where are they now?
Yeah, Father Simon.
How many followers do you have
Where
now?
are you?
I'm at St. Michael's Chaldean Catholic Church
Yeah.
for a lot of the time. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, what about you guys?
What's new with the monastery?
What's new at the monastery? Thank you for the
Since
chai.
the last time? Well, we have a new guy.
Nice.
We have some cake today.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're just kind of going through the programs.
We don't have plates though.
Is there one that's like no sugar?
That's
like
the one with no sugar.
the way you like it?
Yeah. Honey instead of sugar.
Father Andrew, what about you?
What is new with me?
Talk to
Publishing a
us.
book or something?
Oh yeah. I got a couple of books coming in the next year. Pray for that.
We're humble.
Humble. Give me one of these, man. Nobody's even paying attention. We're just worried about this banana bread. Smells okay. This one has chocolate chip in it. What's our topic today?
Let me get one of those with the chocolate chip, man.
What's the topic today, guys?
Topic today is
Drama.
drama.
Drama queens?
What do Chaldeans know about drama? Anything?
Listen,
What comes to your mind
To
when you think about
defend-
drama? Not who. We all have somebody that comes into our mind, but what comes to your mind when you think about drama
it's a big piece.
in the
man.
Chaldean community?
Gives life.
Drama gives life. Think about the most dramatic person you know. That's what we're talking about today. And if you can't think of somebody, it might be you.
Possible.
The reason why I say it gives life is because people feed on drama. It's nonstop, man. It's like oxygen.
Yeah.
So how does it happen?
I think it happens because of
Sorry.
just like a lot of emotionality,
Okay.
Which I'm not saying is a bad thing either. I'm just saying we Chaldeans we're very emotional people. So that's fun
Very intense
because it's
emotions.
there's never a bored moment, right? But it also feeds into a lot of drama. Easily leads into drama.
So what's an example of it? Like, you saw me at the grocery store and you didn't say hi, and I know you did it on purpose, and now I'm going to cause. That's kind of how it
Yeah.
starts, right?
Yeah, that I'm thinking about. A couple of my friends told me that Chaldean guys. They said that they went to a different club or something like that. They were playing soccer, and they're used to playing soccer with Chaldeans. So they went to a different club and they're playing soccer with some like white people, and they said it was really calm and good. They called a foul. They were like, yeah, no problem, whatever. They just kept. And they just went on with the play and everything like that. And it was no problem. They were like, when we play with Chaldeans, they call a foul and they start cussing at your mom and they start doing all this stuff. They yell, they spit on you,
You know what this is reminding me of? I think you did this once. I had to go to Grossmont Hospital to give a lecture to all the nurses and doctors and floor workers about Chaldeans and why they do the things that they do when, God forbid, something's happening in the lobby, Like, for example, sometimes it'll be the biggest deal to make sure all 35 family members are in that room.
Yeah.
Or
That
something
doesn't
like
fit.
that. And if
that
not,
doesn't fit 15 people.
yeah. Yeah.
So what's the motivation? What is it that would drive people to be that way? What do you think is causing that internally? There might be more than one cause, but I can think of one. But what are you guys thinking?
I think that we're just passionate people. We're very passionate people, which is great because again, like you said life, something about life earlier. It's a kind of motivation for like a very dynamic life, But it also has the backlash of a lot of drama. It has the potential for that. But it's people like life. They like being involved. They like being totally engaged in something and living it to its fullest.
Caring about it.
Caring about it, and they take things very seriously, which again is good, but it has it can have a bad effect,
I could see a void too. Someone has a void. Interiorly speaking, that's what you're talking about. If someone has a
They're
void.
bored.
I mean, you're just chasing after some sort of fulfillment, And again, for some reason, drama gives fulfillment.
Yeah,
it's,
maybe.
it's active. It's always changing. There's always
It gives
something
distraction
new.
at least.
Yeah, sure.
maybe like not being content with your life, with your situation, not being at peace, and always trying to look for something exciting.
Yeah.
There is a rush behind drama.
So this is diversion, right? So this is
No.
Yeah, I
because
remember that from
because we're not
your
at peace
class.
with ourselves. Yeah, because we're not at peace with ourselves. This is Blaise Pascal talks about this, a philosopher. Because I'm not at peace with myself, I have to something has to be happening around me. So because of my lack of peace, I'm going to cause
Chaos.
conflict or chaos around
Yeah.
me as a way to distract myself from understanding how unsettled I am and how unhappy I am inside. And so it's my unhappiness with myself that's causing me to sort of project that onto the world. And because I'm sort of already in a bad mood towards the world, any little thing is going to be either it's going to set me off to create a kind of drama or a situation, or it's going to make me want to cause that.
If it's not happening already.
If it's not happening already. And this is where somebody could very innocently just walk by you and maybe they didn't notice you. Maybe they were distracted thinking about somebody else. It wasn't an insult, just to calm down or whatever.
There's also the other thing. That's definitely true. And then there's also, because, like you said it earlier, there's probably a lot of causes here. I think another cause is common with our people is like a fear, an anxiety, or an insecurity, or something's going on. Our people are like our mothers, our moms are really always afraid of things happening. I see this is a common trend. With our moms are very, very overprotective. They love their kids to death.
Dads too, to some degree. My dad is like that.
Yeah.
He's very because they care so much about something, they want to protect it. And I think it's because our parents' generation has gone through so much
Yeah.
bad stuff,
Like trauma and
moving,
stuff, yeah.
seeing war, and that's kind of stuck in their head, and they think they sort of feel like it's still happening.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
they don't trust the world kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I don't blame them even for
Right.
not trusting the world. Yeah.
Right.
Another thing with some of it is, for example, drama in hospitals or at funerals or at weddings. I think part of it is even more negative than what we're talking about. I think part of it is competition. It's
Who
not
could mourn better?
It's not that I love my grandpa this much. In many cases, it is. I really did love my grandfather so much, and I really am crying from my whole heart. That's absolutely authentic, great. But people expect me, because they did something for their grandpa, and they had 5 of those big flower things at the funeral. Well, if they had 5, and if we only have 4, that's going to tell people that we love our grandpa 20% less. It's just this very sort of shallow kind of competition.
But it also becomes sinful, you know that? Because
Absolutely. Yeah.
when it comes to, I'm just going to use the example that you just did. People will spend tens of thousands, maybe, I wouldn't even be surprised if they hit 6 figures when it comes to flowers for, a funeral or whatever.
Yeah.
And then right after that, what happens?
Goes in the garbage.
Goes in the garbage, or some people will sort of rebound it and put it by a statue or something.
Yeah. And Matmariam gets your leftovers.
Yeah.
Your leftover show-off flowers.
It doesn't.
You throw them in front
It
of the
doesn't
lady
make any
statue.
sense,
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, for my funeral, I don't know when it's going to be. Could be sooner rather. I have no idea.
You
Nobody
already
knows.
told us.
What? Oh no, that thing.
Yeah. No.
I have this whole thing. Okay.
Well, very
You
I'm
guys
saying
know about it.
Nobody. I'm asking you right now. Nobody spent a
thought he was
penny
gonna
on
say it.
flowers on me.
Okay.
Give that money to, or should I give it to? The seminary. Yeah. Okay. Please do that instead of buying flowers.
where we're gonna bury him as well.
So I'm trying
There
to
we
get
go.
myself buried at the seminary. We'll see. We'll see.
Oh, is that the thing?
Low key, yeah.
Nice.
There's the whole thing.
Yeah, now it's Loki. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
Just
of-
announced it.
A lot of monasteries do have their own
Yeah.
graveyards, right?
You have to look at the legality of that, though. I don't
So that's the issue, because I think there's
We'll take care of
zoning issues.
Think He's gonna kill you today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just find a spot.
No, I already know the spot. Behind those 2 statues in that area.
Oh,
that could be
cool.
the graveyard, the rector graveyard.
Yeah.
Nice.
The first rector.
Someone convince him not to do this, please.
I'll be dead. It'll be you guys doing it. You could betray my wishes and not do it. That's fine.
Would you put that in
How
your
did this get
will?
so dark?
Would you put that in your will?
I don't know if you can put that here. Is that what a will is?
Garv, could you do that?
You can do that?
pass on the inheritance, you can put stipulations that have to happen.
Stipulations.
If you want to inherit my books,
I was
if you want my,
Ano
book,
sa smart?
my books and my mandolin.
Wow.
You guys want that mandolin?
So you're literally making deals after you die. It's amazing.
This is all drama, by the way.
Yeah.
This is Father Andy's drama because he's bored and he feels like he wants to be. Yeah.
So, could I see that Bible really quick?
Yeah.
You know, there's one other. Sorry, before you get to that, while you're finding it. Another thing. Okay, so you always wonder, like, okay, how come? I don't know about Europeans so much, but
I don't like this
they're-
guy.
I
Sorry,
guess
go
they're
ahead.
the Europeans that I've encountered with over here. Europeans, or anyway, Western culture in general. Europeans, Americans. Why are they a lot more calm about so many other things? And I wonder if it's because Western people today are a lot more individualistic, and we're a lot more social. So with that, the whole like psychology that comes with that is, you have to, like what you were saying earlier, at a funeral, you have to go overboard in your mourning because you want to show people that you're mourning because of how much we receive our value from other people because we're so social.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. And I think the wedding thing is parallel. The weddings and funerals have similar sort of social implications here. I've heard it's gotten to me like people are mad at each other and not talking because she danced more at her wedding than at mine.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it.
Wow.
It doesn't seem too far off.
Oh yeah, it's plausible. Oh gosh,
What's another cause of this?
We're failing, by the way.
we're failing
Yeah.
as priests.
Yeah.
It's not our fault, man. We talk about it. You think they'll listen to us? This is like
A lot of people were waiting for this episode. By the way.
Chaldeans, to some degree, worship God.
Yeah.
To some degree, and God bless them for that. And that's where we come in, and we're whatever, and we encourage that and so on. And then a lot of them worship weddings and cars and houses, and that's the thing that they care about most in the world. And if we try to get in the way of that adoration and worship that they put, we're the bad guys. It's happened. I've done it before.
Yeah.
But to defend the Chaldeans, I think this happens in any tight-knit community.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't think Father here is being racist saying that, but it is a generalization. Like we notice it, and it's a big, like the soccer game thing.
Yeah.
It's a noticeable difference in between one culture and another.
Oh yeah. And by the way, the other side of that was when a couple of white guys came up to me and they said, "Yeah, we played soccer with the Chaldeans yesterday at the YMCA." I was like, "How was it?" They're like, "Oh, those are intense people." Man."
I
Just shook, blown away.
when I was in the seminary, I would bring some of my friends from the seminary to like my parents' house or my grandpa's house or whatever. Like, be like Thanksgiving, and they live far away. So, why don't you come to my grandpa's house for Thanksgiving, right? And we're there, and we're like, we'd be like trying to watch something on TV. And then my friend would like, we're loud, so they would turn it up. And I'd be like, just don't bother.
Yeah.
They're just gonna get louder.
Yeah.
God bless us.
What'd
Look,
you
we're
find?
fun. We're a fun people.
It's fun. That's the thing about it is
Yeah.
that it's fun.
Yeah. But it does cross a line sometimes where it's no longer just we're exuberant because we're connected to each other and or even like we're intense because we care about each other. It really does cross a line where it's damaging and we can hurt people's reputations. And because of our connection as a community, reputation's a really important thing. Mm-hmm. Whereas in a more individualistic culture, who cares about reputation? It's not going to affect me at all. For us, it could affect who you're friends with and who you marry and who you're even in business with and so on. And it could all be based on something totally false.
Yeah.
And it could be literally they just walked by, they didn't notice me innocently, and I'm going to make a big deal and that person's disrespectful and so on. And it can actually hurt them in some serious way based on absolutely nothing. So that's where it can become dangerous. You find your...
So look and keep talking.
Okay.
So what's a solution? Like, what can we advise people to do or to focus on? I mean, I would say, based on what you were saying, if everybody did this or if everybody had this attitude, then we can kind of solve this issue. But it starts with us about caring less about the reputation, about what other people think about you, and just trying to be a good person and do the best for yourself and for your family and for your salvation and holiness ultimately.
Yeah.
Good timing. I found an answer to that question. Okay. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus says, "A good person brings forth good out of a store of goodness, but an evil person brings forth evil out of a store of evil. I tell you, on the day of judgment, people will render an account for every careless word they speak. I think, no, I'm confident that all of this drama and what have you has to do with carelessness in words, and someone not being thoughtful in, the way they're describing a certain situation or caring about their lives or whatever it may be. If you simply pay attention to the words that are coming out of your mouth, you could avoid all of this.
Yeah. Every careless word you utter, imagine that. On the day of judgment.
It's going to happen.
You have to
single
render
word.
account. So God is careless doesn't mean lie. It means
No.
every word you said without thinking about it.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to answer every single one in front of God. Yeah,
You will. We will.
I will.
I will.
I want to add to what you said about the solution. The solution, if we're going to kind of remember tie all this together, like, okay, we're connected to each other. Because of that, there's a lot more emotion. There's intensity. I think the goal should be not to become like some other culture where there isn't, because there's a kind of coldness in those cultures too.
Yeah.
I think the thing that we should strive for is we keep the love and the connection and even the intensity and even the emotion. We keep it because that's part of kind of the character of a people in some ways. But we temper it and guide it and point it towards actually loving each other.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that's corrupting is the showing off and the pride and the just
Competitiveness.
and the lack of peace with ourselves, wanting to cause drama. But there's a sort of healthy intensity in life, the sort of life thing that you kind of, in a positive way, you can be an intense person and be like just exuberant and joyful or whatever, emotional in other ways, without crossing a line into damaging other people
Right.
and hurting them. You can be like fun or intense when you can cry from all your heart and really mean it and truly mourn somebody and be honest about it. So I think really maybe honesty is the thing that's going to be the kind of corrective here.
Yeah, and to build on that a little bit, I mean, you basically said it. I'm going to use a different word, but it's because we don't want to stop feeling. That's not even human. So it's like what you were saying, that there are some cultures where you just feel like it's just bland and
What is it, Buddhists?
boring.
Don't they do that?
Buddhists do that. Yeah,
Buddhism?
they essentially try to
Do they-
eradicate.
Some interpretations of it.
Yeah. So instead of like just eradicating the passions or the emotions or whatever, and dumbing them down, dulling them down, feel in the right way. And I think the way to do that is empathy. Like empathizing with somebody, not sympathizing with somebody, because that could be damaging. But empathizing with somebody, like trying to feel what they feel. Kind of reach out of yourself and see things from their perspective and try to understand how they feel and even feel it yourself will help you to love that person instead of just feeling only from within yourself and then thinking only about what's good for you, Because that's, I think, what causes a lot of the drama is people competing for what's good for themselves.
So imagine the guy who's mad at the foul in the soccer game, if he took that intensity and made it more about taking care of his family or defending his
Yeah,
faith
yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Use that intensity, but for something that's actually worth it, not
Yeah.
a point in a soccer game that's going to be forgotten.
It reminds me of so Saint Augustine. I think it's De Ordine. You'll know. Saint Augustine. Anyways, where they're basically transcribing their conversation. They're writing down their conversation, and one of his students or the guys that he's living with or whatever, they say something, and it was like a dumb thing to say.
Yeah.
And then he says, please, just don't write that thing down or whatever. And then Saint Augustine goes on this whole
Yeah.
rampage and
Yeah.
crying and in tears, just like, why would you do this? You're so
You're so shallow and
shallow
vain,
and prideful and
Yeah.
everything. You want to hide what you say from everyone. So he gets all
Oh my
really
Yeah.
dramatic
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it, which is cool.
Send that to me.
Yeah,
It is-
I think
it
it's
is De
De
Ordine,
Ordine, right?
yeah.
It is the ordinary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say one more thing is like from the perspective of the soccer player. Let's say when you're in a situation like that, when you're dealing with another person, and you experience them doing something harmful to you, it's always good, just like you were saying, to think about it from the other person's perspective, especially from the aspect of like what's going on in their life, that they could be really going through a lot. All of us are, but not all of our lives are as perfect as a lot of people make them seem on social media. We all go through things, and there could be a deep internal reason why the person is acting like that, and maybe they need you to show them love and respect, and then that's going to actually have a good impact on them. Because, like you guys were saying, we're not in competition. I mean, we should not be. A lot of people want to be, and they make it seem like we all are, but we're all on the same team, trying to get to heaven. That's what should be the ultimate goal of our lives.
Well, I think that's a positive aspect of it. If we are all very, every one of us, I think, Chaldeans, we're very intense people, very passionate people. Which means on the opposite side, like if drama is the one end of the extreme, the other one is if I am going through a lot and I'm a very passionate person, if somebody shows me a little bit of love, it will really affect me in a big way,
Right. Absolutely. So that shows sort of, so the honesty thing, but it's also like building on what you said about empathy. The things that you'll see people not even blinking, sacrificing for, very often the place where it's damaging is it's over a selfish thing. How many cars in our parking lot are worth, I don't even know how much these cars are worth. I wouldn't even be able to begin to guess.
Yeah.
How much does somebody, but that's about you. It's fine, God bless them, it's cool, they're cool cars, but like, that's for them, it's for you as a person, it's not for the community. If it's, how much does somebody, on an average, one of the 3 vacations they would take a year? Some of these people, some of these trips, these big trips, or on a weekend when you're going out with your friends, like tons and tons of money. You wouldn't even think about, oh yeah, we'll get this fancy whiskey, we'll get this fancy steak or whatever, without even thinking. You put a basket in front of them at church, it's like, I'm going to stick with the same dollar that I've been putting for the last 40 years. Or they'll create drama in order to make excuses. Like we're doing this fundraising for the cathedral remodeling. Oh my gosh, please tell me, when have you asked about the owner of the restaurant that you're buying food at? Make sure that the owner of that restaurant is good with everybody that you're friends with before you give $1 to that guy. Because that's what's happening. People are whining, oh yeah, so-and-so, because of so-and-so, the way he's treating so-and-so, I'm not going to give to my community. Please do that everywhere else in your life, because you're never going to spend a penny. And we all know it's just kind of a dumb excuse people are just inventing because they don't want to actually be generous towards their community, because it's really about them in the end. So that's an example of that intensity is needed. You're supposed to love. You're supposed to love outward, not just towards yourself.
Yeah.
You're supposed to love, and especially the people you're connected to in your community. You can make excuses, great, but make excuses for yourself too. Oh, is it necessary? I don't think your Benz is necessary either. I don't think your Lamborghini is necessary either. So when it's you, necessity doesn't even. When it's the church, no, it has to be. It's all about necessity. When it's you, oh, that's cool. Maybe try doing something cool for your community, and maybe apply some necessity to yourself, and let the categories at least be more consistent that way.
Yeah, 'cause, that's how you become. That's how you be a happy person, anyways. We're created to live in an outward way, not in an inward way. So our happiness is only going to be found when we do that.
Yeah.
The more we give in to our own desires and our own selfishness, we're just going to make ourselves more miserable.
Yep.
So,
Speaking of buying stuff for ourselves,
you know what time it is. Latest purchases.
is that what we're doing?
Yep.
So now we're going to talk about how selfish we are.
If you mention the Tolkien thing again,
I've been really good lately. I've barely bought stuff.
Yeah,
Why?
me too, actually.
I don't know why. Orders, here we go.
oh,
What did I buy?
I got, Father Andrew, you're going to laugh. Last thing I got was a Trinitarian Christology of St. Thomas Aquinas.
Oh, what's the author?
Lege.
I'm reading that right now.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, that book, yeah, I'm reading it. It's really good.
Well,
Yeah.
it's expensive.
Okay.
It better be. I think you have this.
Oh, I think I haven't read it though.
You want a copy?
No.
Come on.
Nah, that's
Don't be
Oh,
shy.
there
Come
you're.
on.
That's cute.
Since you said a book, I'll go
expected as a
second.
surprise.
Go second.
I'll go second. Another book, Jesus and the Jewish Roots of Mary by Brent Petrie.
Oh, that's good too.
I'm reading that right now.
You
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
I'm reading.
I'm doing the
Wow,
audiobook.
man. Which one?
They have an audiobook of it.
Oh, really?
I'm listening to it. Yeah.
He's so
It's
mad
really
right now that he
good.
bought
Is it read by the author?
It's on Audible. No,
It's on Audible.
I don't think that's. No, it's not Petrie that's on
I
there.
don't
What about
think
you?
it's Brent Petrie.
Well, we don't have internet on our phones, Max.
Oh, you're so good.
So I have no idea what about. But it would probably be. Actually, I don't know.
What do you want to buy?
What do I want to buy on Amazon?
He's gonna get like 10 of these.
Yeah, I'm not
whatever
gonna
you
say
said.
anything.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
yeah.
yeah, be careful.
I'll get it for you.
Okay, I got Lego Star Wars for Nintendo Switch.
ما كنت بالغ.
Really?
Yeah,
There's a game?
it's not out yet, but it's coming out on Christmas. I pre-ordered it.
When is Zelda coming out?
Then like next year. Then the next
Someone
year.
save me from this.
I also bought some horseradish sauce from the seminary. Because
Ew, man.
I love horseradish. What's wrong with you? It's the best condiment. La?
Put it on like meat, like
Everything,
steak.
sandwiches, whatever.
Wow.
Bring in next.
It's one of the
Oh, we'll put it on the banana bread.
it's one of the Father Andy phases.
Yeah.
No, this one's been going on for a while.
Really?
What
More
else did I
than
buy?
5 years.
Last since high school. That's like 80 years.
That's like tradition by now.
Garv, would you ever touch horseradish?
What? Beckley, please comment below if you like horseradish. If you don't do anything.
Okay. What
You guys
do we-
wanna sing a hymn?
Yeah, you were getting.
Are we
it
doing this
ready.
again?
He was getting it ready.
I
for
vote.
like
Okay,
5
how about we
minutes
vote?
now.
How about we vote?
Vote below if you should sing.
No,
or
no,
not.
we vote. 2/3.
They already
Yes, 2/3
voted.
vote.
No, go ahead. You guys, you already have to vote. Oh yeah, they already voted.
Yeah, they voted.
We
Yeah.
had like 3 nice ladies saying, "Oh, your voices are so lovely."
So we can do "May the Cross Which Caused," because you can see some
Okay.
cross. You want to start it?
In him our heart is glad.
May the cross which caused us such benefits, and through which our whole mortal race was freed, may it be, O Lord, a mighty castle wall, where we may defeat the evil one and all his schemes. Amen.
Yalla bye.
Yalla bye.
Cheers.
This will be our official
Oh,
announcement
nice.
that it's coming back.